Okay, so we've created our site, filling in the settings that were required in the last video, and this is what it now looks like. You can see the name I chose is given up here, Matt Mobs, and it's applied the template that I selected, Sky. But apart from that, it's currently still fairly blank. So we need to actually start adding content to our page, or on our website. Now in Google, that's done up here. This option, Edit Page, enables us to edit the content of the page that we're currently looking at. And this option enables us to create pages and expand our site to create the structure that you may have designed last week. We'll build on that a bit later on, but for the time being, we'll start by editing this page. Now what you can see is it's given me a box which I can start to write in, and I can use instructions or features that are very similar to that of Word when editing text. You may want your page to be laid out and displayed slightly differently, and this can be achieved in the Google Sites by selecting this Layout tab, and you can see at the moment I'm using one column, but I may have 2, 3, or a combination of both. And you can see that you apply that as necessary to the page that you're creating. To start adding text is very simple. We just start typing. Now, as we said in the last week's materials, the use of headings within websites is vitally important to be able to break down the content and allow our users to find what they're looking for on our pages. So as this is a website about myself, the first title I'm going to give, or heading I'm going to use, is About Me. Okay. Now at the moment you can see this is coming as plain text. As we can see, it's normal, size 10. But if I want this to be a heading, I want it to stand out. Now I could do this by changing the font size and making it bold, but in website design that's very bad practice. And what we actually need to do is apply styles to our text. Now in terms of headings, this is all achieved through this Format menu at the top here. Now at the moment this is normal text, but you can see I've got some heading options starting at 2 and going to 4. Now the reason it starts at 2 is because on this web page the title of the web page here is Home is heading 1. Therefore my next level of heading down in this page would become heading 2, and by applying that you can see it's added a style. I can then go on to write more content, this time in normal text. I've actually prepared something already, so I'm going to paste that in. Now this actually gives me a chance to give you a bit of a warning here. It's okay to paste stuff in, but what happens if you're writing content in Word and then paste it in, what you'll find is it will inherit the properties that you gave it within a Word document, as in the font style, any sizes, bold, etc. that you may have applied. Now the problem with this is Word uses its own language, if you like, in terms of how it presents the content. Whereas on websites, they use their own language called HTML, which you'll see at the top here. Now if I look at this very briefly, you can see you may be able to identify some of the things we've already discussed. So at the moment, H2, there's that heading 2 I talked about, and now I've got my code within here. To understand this a bit more, I'm going to very briefly introduce what we mean and how HTML actually works.